Once upon a time, in an ancient village filled with darkness and secrets, there lived a man named Silas. Silas was one of the richest and most feared people in the village, but his heart was cold and merciless. He had an unhappy marriage with his first wife and had a daughter named Nora. Nora grew up deprived of her father's love, always overlooked and shunned. From Silas's second marriage came another daughter named Luna. Luna was the apple of her father's eye and had everything she desired, but she was not as fortunate as Nora. Luna was an innocent figure manipulated into her father's sinister dealings. Silas had built a large mansion that held the village's most terrible secrets, and this mansion was known among the villagers as a place of terror. One night, a mysterious stranger from outside the village came to the manor to make a deal with Silas. This stranger knew something of the village's dark past and had the power to expose Silas's past crimes. In exchange, he demanded a large sum of money and Luna's hand in marriage. Silas was forced to accept the offer, as the stranger held information that could destroy his entire life. After the agreement was made, the stranger moved into the mansion to marry Luna. But the stranger had a dark side. The night he moved in, mysterious things began to happen in the village. The village children began to disappear one by one, and with each disappearance, a dark mist surrounded the mansion. Nora realized that her stepsister Luna was in danger and that the stranger had malicious intentions. To save Luna, Nora risked her own life by infiltrating the mansion. Once inside, however, she became lost in the labyrinthine corridors and eventually confronted the stranger's true face. In fact, he was the leader of a murder syndicate, and he planned to use Luna and the village children in a ritual to ensure his own immortality. Gathering all her courage, Nora confronted the stranger and fought him to the death. During the battle, she found the village's missing children hidden in a secret chamber beneath the mansion and rescued them. After defeating the stranger, Nora and Luna decided to leave the village. Together they set out to start a new life, leaving behind their old village and its dark secrets. After Nora and Luna left their old village, their bond grew even stronger. They settled in a distant town to make a fresh start. The town was surrounded by lush forests, a peaceful and serene place. But beneath its calm surface, mysterious events were unfolding that Nora and Luna were unaware of. A few weeks after moving into her new home, Nora discovered a book among the old volumes in the town library. The book contained information about the town's founding and history. Upon careful examination, she learned that the town's founder was a witch who lived hundreds of years ago, and that the town's borders were protected by dark magic. The book also mentioned that every 100 years, the town was visited by a dark entity that chose a victim. When Nora shared this information with Luna, they both became concerned. Luna had noticed a dark shadow following them as they fled their village, and she wondered if the stranger had really been defeated. The sisters decided to continue their research to learn more about the town's past and to protect themselves. A few days later, during a festival in the town center, a mysterious man from outside the town arrived. He resembled the stranger, but Luna was sure he was someone else. The man was deep in conversation with the town's elders, and Nora managed to eavesdrop. She learned that he was actually the stranger's brother, and he was out for revenge. His plan was to use the town's dark past to cast a spell and punish the town for the stranger's death. Nora and Luna decided to come up with a plan to protect themselves and the town. They used their knowledge of witches and spells from the past to create a unique defensive spell. This spell would strengthen the town's protective boundaries and thwart the plans of the stranger's brother. On the last night of the festival, everything was ready. Nora and Luna climbed to the highest peak of the city and began to cast their spell. The sky darkened and the wind picked up as the stranger's brother appeared to cast his spell. The two spells collided, causing a massive explosion of energy. As a result of the collision, the stranger's brother lost his power, and Nora and Luna saved the town. The townspeople hailed the brave sisters as heroes and showed them great gratitude. Nora and Luna were recognized as the new protectors of the city, charged with guarding against any dark forces that might threaten it. The sisters had once again proven that they were stronger together and a beacon of hope against the darkness. After saving the town, Nora and Luna quickly adapted to their new roles as the town's protectors. Under their leadership, the townspeople revived old traditions, rediscovering ancient spells and rituals. The city was rejuvenated with once-forgotten wisdom, and this transformation further fortified its borders against outside threats. The peace did not last long, however. A year later, the shadow of an ancient curse fell upon the city. Suddenly and inexplicably, diseases began to spread among the townspeople. Researching the town's history and old books, Nora and Luna discovered that the sickness was a plague that had ravaged the town centuries before and had been forgotten. The sisters began an in-depth investigation to find the source of the disease. During their investigations, they found the diary of the town's founder, a witch. The journal described a crystal the witch had created to balance the dark energy in the town. However, the crystal was lost years ago. Determined to find the crystal and heal the city, Nora and Luna set out on a perilous journey. They learned that the crystal had last been seen in an ancient and forgotten forest north of the city. The forest was a terrifying place, guarded by ancient spells and traps. Throughout their journey, the sisters faced many challenges. Wild beasts, deceptive illusions, and destructive spells from the past tested them at every turn. However, their mutual trust and bravery helped them overcome these obstacles. When they reached the deepest part of the forest, they encountered an ancient guardian spirit who protected the crystal. The spirit explained that only those with true intentions could take the crystal. Nora and Luna's love and sacrifice for one another convinced the spirit, who then released the crystal to them. Returning to the city with the crystal, they used its power to stop the plague and heal the city. This success further increased the townspeople's respect for Nora and Luna, and the sisters were recognized not only as protectors, but also as leaders of the town. In time, the city regained its former health and grew stronger. Nora and Luna expanded the city's boundaries and fostered more connections with the outside world. However, they and the townspeople remained vigilant against outside threats, knowing that the darkness could always return. Therefore, each new generation was trained to protect the town and its surroundings, and this wisdom was passed down through the ages. The sisters' leadership and courage added a new chapter to the city's history, and their legacy lives on in every corner of the city. As they continued to train new guardians from among the townspeople, Nora and Luna ensured that the knowledge of the past would not be forgotten. The sisters' legacy, built on courage, wisdom, and a deep love for their city, promised that future generations would always have guardians ready to stand against the darkness and protect the peace and harmony of their world. This is the end of our story. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want more interesting stories to come, don't forget to leave your comments in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video. See you soon.